Joining tonight is reporter for the Daily Beast, Will Sommer. Daily Beast, meet Nightly Beauty. Will Sommer, everybody. Will, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Will, you write a weekly newsletter on the conservative media and the pro-Trump internet. Tell me, how dank are those memes?
You're absolutely right. There's a lot of memes. Like they started with Pepe the Frog. There's all kinds of frogs now. I mean, they're very productive.
It gets really dank out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you trafficking in? What are you chronicling?
Sure. So it's everything from the alt-right to kind of fringe internet Twitter personalities to Fox News and talk radio. Really the whole gamut of the right-wing media.
And that's all. Now that's what you would consider conservative media now.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Now, how has that shifted under Donald Trump?
It's gotten a lot crazier.
Yeah,
frankly.
I know, loving it.
Really, I think Trump's rise has kind of upended a lot of what was kind of thought of as the traditional conservative media, and it's forced people like Fox to kind of go even further right, while it's also empowered a lot of crazier elements like Alex Jones, for example.
So InfoWars has definitely found some success, but you have places like Breitbart that feels like it's also becoming something different now with Steve Bannon.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, when Steve Bannon was in charge, obviously Breitbart really kind of like was at the forefront of the Trump movement, and now with him gone, like the whole thing is very tumultuous right now.
Now I know Donald Trump's in power. He's the man. We're lucky for that. But this was bubbling up before Donald Trump. It was given some vigor because of it. If Donald Trump, I hate to say this, hadn't won the election, let's say something crazy would happen, like he didn't win the popular vote and he wasn't president. And Hillary Clinton was in office. Do you think this would still exist? How would that landscape look now?
Hard as it may be to believe, it would probably be even crazier, right? Because I mean, imagine Benghazi like times 100 in terms of all the investigations and all the different kind of conspiracy theories. Already, Republicans are in power, and we know how Sean Hannity goes on Fox News every night with a new crazy idea. So it would probably be even more so.
I guess what I'm curious about, what do you think the overall connector of a lot of this right-wing media is? Is Trump the one connector there, or what are they all rallying behind?
Yeah, I would say it is Trump right now. I mean, the policies are constantly shifting. I mean, even day to day, just based on what Trump and the administration are doing. So in the past, maybe 10, 20 years ago, we'd be used to much more kind of policy-oriented ideas coming from conservatives. Now it's much more of an attitude in the right-wing media in terms of it's kind of like, let's trigger some libs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. What do you think the ultimate goal is, though, for these more conservative outlets? It's to find the truth, expose the truth? Well, why are you laughing?
I think obviously, like any media organization, they're businesses, and at the same time, you want to be kind of constructing a world where things are always, with partisanship on the rise. It's kind of like rooting for a football team, and you want to check out what the news that's good for your team. And so in this case, when Trump has a lot of bad news, the most successful conservative outlets and personalities offer an alternative, whereas like actually Trump is constantly winning.
Yeah, well, that I agree with. But I don't think these things are acting like businesses. They're acting like truth tellers. And if that gets you upset, go to shopposition.com and get one of our muscle relaxers and chill out. Talk to me about how information travels on the right. I know from Fox News' ears, or mouths, to Donald Trump's ears. How does it get to Fox News?
Sure. So there's this kind of fascinating ecosystem on the right where these ideas, and especially conspiracy theories, bubble up really well.
Truth theories.
Yes, of course. I don't mean to offend.
I don't know why you're laughing. You don't have to laugh. They're truth theories.
So where this stuff comes from is often it'll be, whether it's people on Twitter or Reddit or 4chan or these increasingly YouTube, and so these ideas kind of percolate, and at that level, there's just tons of crazy ideas, and then maybe they land on a site like the Gateway Pundit or Breitbart or InfoWars, and then eventually perhaps they make it on Fox News or on Rush Limbaugh.
What are some of these ideas you're seeing out there now?
Sure.
Give me a sneak preview.
Well, so the big one that's getting pushed right now is the idea of impeaching Obama.
Oh, I love it.
Well, and so
yes.
So you'd say, Obama's no longer the president, right? But
yeah, thank God.
But
let's get him out of there.
But so some people came up with the idea, and this, there's constantly this kind of counter narrative to the Mueller investigation, and people kind of want to, on the right, like they want to get someone on the left, right? But unfortunately, there's not really a real prominent figure on the left in the same way as Trump is on the right. And the idea being that if you're impeached and you're no longer president, you still can't hold federal office in the future. So if Obama wanted to be a senator or something, it would be kind of like a thumb in his eye.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Is finding an enemy a tenet of conservative media?
Yeah, I would say so. The most successful ones are the most successful ideas, and the most successful outlets are constantly, coming up with enemies that can be attacked and dirt on those enemies. I mean, as we saw in the 2016 campaign, I mean, so many ideas came out about Hillary Clinton, right? The latest one now is like she has the lump under the jacket.
Yeah.
And they said she's wearing like a body, like
She's
almost
got
like a
crazy
marionette.
body. Yeah, it's like a robot suit underneath.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's pretty basic. Yeah. Because she's half cyborg, half feminist Nazi, I think is what it is. We're still hammering out the details, but I can't wait for the official unveil when Trump tweets about it in a week and a half. Tell me something I already know.
Well, really, I mean, I would say conservative media has never been more important to the politics of the country. I mean, these ideas go from Fox and Friends, say, or from InfoWars, right to being tweeted by the president. So, even if it isn't politically what you're interested in, I think it's pretty important to keep up with.
Business be booming. Reporter for the Daily Beast, Will Sommer. The fight continues. The fight continues. Good. You hid down here where the real truth lies. If you want to help me defeat the globalists and stay on the inside, click and subscribe and help me defeat them. Because following me on my YouTube channel makes you a leader. It tracks. Trust me.